He was bright. He was hardworking. He was tough.
Was dedicated to the ethics.
He was kind. He was compassionate. He was faithful, a great husband, a great father, a fierce competitor.
He was always there, year after year after year.
Scott and I were very close, and I had a great admiration for Scott because he really worked at preserving the Union.
He studied the game. He studied the situations. For purposes of Curt Flood Award, he studied the business. Why do we get paid what we do? What can I do to improve the situation? Not only for myself, because of course he was interested in providing for his own family and his wife and children, but also for everyone else.
Perfect gentleman, very buttoned up, even reserved in some senses, but beneath that was the spirit of a fierce competitor. Like Scott had fire to him when he was competing or about issues he was passionate about. The most well-rounded advisor that I could really hope for.
Scotty had a presence, and I think part of it was he was 6'5". He was well-spoken. He had been in the Union a long time, so people really respected him. And he was very knowledgeable. He was a guy that was always well thought out, and he would analyze it and then give you an answer. And I think people respected that because Scotty put so much thought into every answer he ever gave, what we were fighting for and why we were fighting for it, and he was so well informed.
The crucial moment in the 94 negotiation, Scott is responsible for it. We had a very, very important meeting at the 94 strike in which there was some wavering. There were a couple of players who decided that maybe we should make certain concessions. What's wrong with the not many, but some. I will never forget this moment. Scott got up in front of this room of 300 players and he said, I want a show of hands. How many of you want to give to the guys to come after us less than we've received from the guys who went before? And there wasn't a single hand that went up. And I turned to Lauren Rich and I said, this is screwed. This strike is over. They can't win. Because Scott had fastened on the key notion of what the Union is about.
Hearing that story, I think I could just imagine, what was going through Scott's mind in the room, because he would have known, what was going on, from a granular level, but also from a high level, the importance and the significance of this type of a moment. And so I wish I could have been in the room to see that passion just come out.
Scott was glue. It was nothing less than glue.
I think Scotty understood that it was his job in life to pass on what he had learned, but also to make everyone around him, their lives better.
Scott Sanderson liked to do the right thing. He liked to do good things. He liked to help other people. He liked to make their lives easier, not if he was pitching against you, but basically in all other circumstances. And I think he would believe that an organization that he had a great influence on still did that. And that would mean a lot to him.
Scott, I wish you were here. To your beautiful wife, Kathleen, Patrick and Erica, your children, I want to congratulate you on this incredible honor. In my opinion, it's one of the highest honors certainly we can offer as the MLBPA, an organization that you left an indelible mark on. And I just want to thank you for your contributions because we're standing on your shoulders.
Anyone who he touched, he made their lives better. And I owe so much to him, and I love the guy, and he meant so much to my career. He's very, very deserving.
I think it's so amazing. I'm glad that it keeps going the way it does because it's important. It's important for the players to know what happened before to get to where we are now. And I think it was important then and it's important now. He was probably very aware of Curt Flood's sacrifice. We all who love the sport of baseball must remember Curt Flood's challenge, which paved the way to free agency. Major League Baseball is flourishing around the world, and I'm proud that my husband worked with the Players Association during his almost 20 years as a player. My family and I are humbled and thankful for this honor to Scott in receiving the Curt Flood Award.